Hello and welcome, my name is Parky and today we're going to be playing some more of The Sims 4. I mean, we're back in Castle Lutenstein, where we've made a lot of progress since last time. I've been working for quite a few days, gained 72,000 simoleons if you can believe it, so we've got plenty to start on the next phase of our construction of our lovely castle. We've also reached a few more milestones. I got to level 10 of the cooking skill, that's just from continually cooking rubbish. As you can see, he's going a bit podge around the edges, old Thorandrianian. But we're going to resolve that today. And also we got to the level 10 of writing. So last time what we did, we figured out what we were doing with the master bedroom, so we got all that sorted. One person really didn't like. Some of you guys didn't really like the way I've placed the rugs, but if I put these straight, it looks really, like, jarringly formal, if you know what I mean. I don't know how else to describe it. But yeah, we got that done, so the upstairs is sorted. One thing I want to address outside today before we move on to the dungeon that we're going to start building is that I found a cool few things to do to the outside of the building. And I also want to put a roof on today just because I feel as though it's about damn time that we did it. But I found this, and these are like weird little foundation type things. And I want to put one of these on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift this up by one, if I can. There we go, just because I think it looks a bit more, you know, castle-y and whatnot, and then we can make these look pretty nice as well by putting on one of these. Oh, maybe we can't. I think you might actually have to raise it a bit higher than that before you can put on a pattern. Oh no, you can. Just was a bit dodgy. Right, well we're going to put this on here because it make it look like it's got a nice stone rim around the bottom. And there we go. I think that looks a little bit better. A bit more, you know, bit more trim around the house and things like that. Now, the roof is something that I've had to go with off-screen. It's a lot more difficult than you'd think to put down turrets. I had the idea of maybe using like some sort of chimney to make a turret, but frankly, none of them are really that suitable. They've also got these in the game, but then it doesn't really suit with the colours that you can select. They're all browns. Yeah, it just doesn't really look quite right, and it's very difficult to make some turrets that look good in this game. I mean, you could use these, but I don't really think aircon units look particularly right. So what we're going to do is, even though it is a castle, and I understand that, just based on what the game has to offer, we're going to put down just a normal roof. But I am going to make the roof look a bit more interesting than just you know, a pointy square thing that everyone puts down. So we're going to put down one of these here. We're also going to put down another one on this side, if I can find the same thing. Why did I lose it instantly? Okay, and then basically, how do we rotate this? Ah, here we go. Right, so we want to move this around. We can move it into this corner like that, bring this over here, and then expand it over this way. The question is whether I want some overhang. The overhang in this game is quite obvious, and it sort of ends up looking like a weird mushroom house. I'm not sure how this actually looks with roof trims and other things like that. We could perhaps put down one of these here. I'm not sure again whether this is going to look particularly right, but we can try and figure it out, is what I'm trying to say. I think for now though we're going to keep it level with the rest of the building because it does stick out quite a lot. And then just one of these for the centre, so if we rotate this around like that, expand it to make it a bit bigger. We're not going to have it quite as pointy as this, so don't worry, because I understand it's like your roof is twice the size of the entire building. But that's cool. So we've got one for each wing. I'm going to expand this here, then bring it down so it's flatter. But we want it to be still a bit higher. Oh, we can make it round. Ooh! I don't know whether that's really appropriate, to be honest. And we're going to expand these into here. Doing a lot of expanding today, there we go, and I think that looks pretty good. As roofs go, you know, for what we have available to us, I think that's going to do. And we can get some roof trim. Not sure if we can actually put this down anywhere. Oh, we can put a trim around the middle of this, that might look a bit more interesting. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's do that, why the hell not? We're going to go for a nice grey if we can. Maybe a brown dark grey, how does that look? Looks interesting. If we can find a more appropriate colour, that'd be good. Some of these are quite thick, actually, aren't they? Maybe one of these and just have it in a grey. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, because if we do this, it matches the ground floor foundation. I also apologise if I'm not doing exactly everything that you may want me to do with this. There's only so many things that I can, do to make everyone happy. But this is what we need. We need a taller level height, so we can't actually put this on our building, but that's cool with me. Okay, we want probably a nice roof trim as well. We could go with something small. We could go for a bit bigger. Bigger is good. It is a nice mansion-y place, after all. We could put a trim around the bottom here, which is exactly what I wanted. So we're going to get a nice grey to match the one downstairs as well. Okay, so there we go. We've put the trim around the house, and I think that looks pretty damn good. I didn't really want to do too much of the house episode today. I just wanted to get on with the dungeon, but we'll see how far we get. We also want a chimney, because I think chimneys look cool. We do have our fireplace at the back here. I don't know how different all these look. Probably want a nice big one. Maybe that big? I don't know if that looks too big. Tell you what, we'll go for that smaller one, because I think the small one... Oh, whatever, let's go with the big one. I've changed my mind like 4 times. It's okay, we're going to put that there like that, because that's where the chimney, the fireplace is. We also need to decorate the wall. We can change the roof tile pattern, that might be a good idea. I'm not sure what I want these to be, maybe a dark slate. What would a castle have? I know they don't really have tiled roofs, but... Oh, look at this, we could go for something like this, a dark, maybe a bit darker. Yeah, I like this. Yes. Yes, indeed. Right, so that's that sorted. We also now want to colour this the same as the rest of the building. We can use the eyedropper tool, which everyone has been saying that they want me to use. So there we go, I've done that. Oh, it's done on both sides. Perfect. So there we go, there's the outside of our house. We can put down some more decorations in the future, but for now, I'm not focusing on the outside. So up next, we need to go into the basement. All the other levels have this sort of two-winged big middle bit approach, but what I'm going to do is we're going to first of all have to figure out how we're going to put the entrance and where we're going to put it. I've got a lot of suggestions for this. There's a door which is like a bookcase door, I think you said. Where is it? Deep in Thoughts. Hidden bookcase door. Here we go. Door of Perception. Need to reach level 10 of the writer career whilst in the author branch. Unfortunately, even though that is a lovely idea, we can't actually get it because we're not in the writer branch. We're in... I mean, the author. We're in the... I thought we were in the author branch. Best-selling author. Okay, then. Why can we not get this door? Okay, well, what we're going to have to do then is we're going to have a nice staircase going down underground, and we're going to put it over here. Now, I'm not exactly sure where we can actually put this. I think we can probably align this a bit better first. So, for the dungeon, we want some nice, probably brick stairs going down of some kind. If there's any cobbles that we can use, that'd be good. I don't think there are cobbles in this, unfortunately. We can go for something a little bit like this. Oh, do we have to dig out the room space? I think we have to dig out the room space first. Okay, well that's fine. Let's just cancel this quickly, and we can build down some walls. So for now, because I don't know where the wall boundaries are on our plot of land, what I'm going to have to do is just put down... Can't play this... Oh, there we go. I'm just going to have to place down a room like this. So let's now see if we can put these stairs down, and we can figure out what we're doing with the rest of it. So we want the nice grey brick stairs. Maybe something like this. Gonna need to rotate it a couple of times. Now where's that come up upstairs? Oh, we actually don't want these stairs. Okay, so these are down here. We want to move them probably across another couple then. That might be the furthest that we can actually place them. I think it is. Okay, well that's fine with me. So we got those. We now probably want some railings for the upstairs. It's a shame, yeah, I know, we can't get a door to go on this. We could put this in a little side sort of closet room. That might look better. And in fact, I was just going to put a banister around the top. But I don't know whether I really want to do that now. Well, we're going to put the banisters around this anyway. So let's put those going down. Hopefully we can't see those on the outside wall. I don't think we can. Okay, and then we're probably just going to put a wall around this, just because I don't really want it sticking out. We are going to have to move, however, a lot of the stuff in here, because this is now going to be in the way. And we're going to have to find a new place for all of these nice things. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag them... Oh, well, these two are probably okay there. And we're just going to drag them over there. Right, so now let's get a wall. Put this around here. Like that. Okay, now you might think that looks a bit weird right now, which is very true. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a door on the front, and hopefully this will start looking a bit more like how I want it to. I'm feeling like maybe we want to expand this wall out a bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this, remove this wall. It unfortunately has got rid of that staircase just because I did it a bit wrong, but we're going to do it like this because I think this is going to look a bit better. So we want a nice door to go on the front here. Maybe a double door. No, a double door would be a bit too much. Well, we could put a door on here like this, because now it doesn't really matter, because we can still put a staircase down. Okay, right, so let's go downstairs. Going to get there eventually. This is going to be the tricky bit. Once this is done, it's going to be easy. We can sort out the downstairs room. Okay, so we're going to put this down, I think it was about here. We could, of course, have it facing this way, because it now doesn't really matter which way we have it. So I think we're going to do that. Okay, so how does that look upstairs? Perfect. So that's looking good. So now let's put these banisters back on and see if this looks a bit better. I think it's going to. We're going to need some lighting in here, as you could expect. We're also going to need to do the walls. Keep clicking on the wrong button because I'm stupid. Okay, here we go. So we probably want these same walls again on the outside here. We also would like... Maybe I should turn these lights on, actually. Oh, God. That's not what I wanted at all. So just because of the stupid way this game works, we're going to turn all of these lights on so you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. Right, now back into build mode. And we don't need any lights out here, but we could probably do with some in here, because we don't really have any. So if we grab one of... Can we do it with the oil lamp? We can! Wow, okay, that's pretty good. And we're going to need to raise this wall up and put the lamps on the wall here like this. We're not going to be able to see them very well, but at the same time it doesn't really bother me that much. We're also going to want to put the wall down in here like that. Perfect. So there's not much decoration in here that we're going to do. This is just sort of a little side room. So now that's sorted, we can start figuring out what we're doing downstairs. So what I wanted really was a long corridor, which we're going to do now, which is along this staircase bit. Something like this. Maybe going this far. Okay, this is going to cost a lot of money, unfortunately. There's not much we can do about it. I was expecting it to, that's why I got so much money in between episodes. So this is our corridor. We're going to need to get our sledgehammer tool out just to get rid of these little joining walls whilst I'm getting everything sorted. Probably, maybe we won't keep a wall down here, right. So that's sorted there. We could even expand this by another one, which I think we're going to do, because I don't see why. We've got all this space to play with. We don't need to crush everything up. So let's make this one wider, like that. And then what we want is to extend this wall down the middle, because this is just going to be our corridor, our main corridor. So for the rest of this dungeon, what we're going to have is we're going to have a little offshoot corridor with a couple of rooms. I've had a little think about this. I feel as though it's about time I did something a bit more interesting. So what we're going to have is we're going to have one big room here, like this. The corridor is going to be down here. We're going to have a couple of rooms like this as well. Corridor's going down there. We probably could make this into a bigger room. We might as well make this into a bigger room as well. Right, so this is the structure that I was going to go for. Now, there's a couple of things that I want to do down here. The first major thing, and we can always expand around here, have a little side room. But what I want to do is I need a gym, and the gym is going to be this room here. And I obviously need a place to torture and also show off all of my wealth. So what I've decided to do is, maybe I can split this into two, but we're going to have a sort of two distinct areas in this bigger room. And of course what we could do if I change my mind, if there's not too much dungeon stuff that we can do, is we can just make this all a bit bigger over here. We have a little bit of space to expand. So this is going to be the dungeony sort of collection room where we keep all of our loot in our questing around the world. And I actually need to start going outside again and digging up some more stuff, because we haven't done... I realise that we've done a lot of building episodes. We just need to sort the house out. We're so nearly there though. The basement is the next major thing, and then once this is done we're going to start doing the garden and figuring out what we can do to improve the house further and just maybe round off the story in general. But today what we're going to be dealing with is sorting out this corridor. We've done a lot of the outside stuff, so I'm not really sure if we've got enough time today to do the rest of these rooms, but it's another thing to look forward to. So for the corridor, the first thing we're going to need to do is get a nice floor. Now because this is downstairs, I want it all to be quite masonry stone-like. So we can get, I know these are nice floors, we can get a nice floor down here. Oh, it didn't actually do anything, but it took money from us. That's weird. Oh, is it because we don't actually have any foundations? I tell you what I think it is. I think it's because these aren't now classed as distinct rooms. Maybe I need to separate them first. Because rooms normally have like a blue floor, don't they? Yeah, here we go. Right, so they're now 2 rooms. God knows why that happened. So this is also going to be a room, but it's a bit weird because we're going to have to sort of expand it down here. Maybe we just have to do this again, I'm not really sure. Okay, and then delete the wall in between. That's probably what you have to do. Yeah, okay. So here we go. Now the floor should work. That was weird. Maybe I deleted the floors by accident. We could go for something like this. That's pretty nice. I think we should save that for this room here, though. Maybe we could just go for a nice, normal tile like this. So first thing I actually need to do, I'm going to put down a load of lights because we can't really see anything down here. So let's go for this. Okay, so we're going to come down the stairs. Probably going to need a few of these in this wall because it is quite dark, like this. Maybe stagger them at intervals. So we want another one down over this side, like that. Interval of, is it 2 lines in between? Okay, so that. 2 lines in between, perfect. So this is our major wall. Along this wall, I'm not really sure what we want to do with it. Maybe you guys can leave some feedback. I feel like we need to display some form of like trophies around here. Maybe some nice paintings of the Lord of the Manor. Ooh, that wasn't quite right. Okay, so we're going to put this down like that. Perfect, so we've got more lights down there. We're also going to need to put down some lights along this wall. It's going to be a heavily lit dungeon. I know dungeons are supposed to be quite dank, but it'd be nice to be able to see what's going on. Okay, and we're going to mimic that on this wall as well. And we're going to need a few doors. So let's get some doors. I wonder if there's any sort of more heavy downstairs dungeon-y doors that we could go for. Maybe go for double doors because they look a bit more imposing, although it isn't going to be centred. Maybe we won't then. We'll stick with our single door tactic. Here we go. And maybe we'll keep them a bit off-centre just to make it a bit more interesting. Okay, fine, whatever. That will do. Of course, what we could do is put a couple of doors in just to make it a bit more flowing, I guess. We'll do that for now. I'm not sure. Fine. And then for the walls, we're going to go with some nice masonry again. Maybe some bricks. It's a shame that you can't change the tone of these wallpapers a bit more. Go for something like this. It's all a bit too cheery, isn't it? I want it a bit. The problem is, you want something dark, but then you want to also be able to see what you're doing. We could go for something like this, actually. Yeah, let's go for this. That looks good. Perfect. I think for the staircase, though, I want to go for some wood. We want to go for some panelling on this of some kind. I quite like the panelling I used upstairs. Maybe this, but in a lighter colour. That'll do. Seems good. Now what I wanted to do was maybe line the walls with some statues, just to show our wealth off a little bit. But I'm not really sure. I feel like we've done enough in this episode. It's been more of like a general construction episode, which is unusual. We've done the roof and the trim. Also done the major downstairs dungeon area. I feel like maybe I want to get your feedback on what I can do with the corridor and these rooms. Maybe ideas of how I could theme them, also specific items that I could put into them. The corridor is going to be something I need some feedback on first, though, because I've got more ideas for the gym than I do for out here. So leave your comments in the section below, and also leave your ratings, because they really do help out the series. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Awkward. Awkward. Goodbye. Awkward.